Alright guys, I know it's been a while, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I am building a 1.8 4A-GE for my Corolla. So this is my block. It's got, I'm using a small port head, so it has small port pistons on a 7A block. The pistons are one size over, bored out one size over. So yeah, let's get started. So first things first, unless you've been living under a rock, you're gonna need the updated ARP cylinder head studs, and this is part number 203-4203. And the difference with the updated studs is that they have a shorter one for the cylinder that goes into the closest to the distributor. So that one's going to be just a hair shorter than the other ones on the exhaust side, on this side. And but the intake side, they're all the same size, same length. So alright, so let me clean it up and I'll bring you back when I have the studs in. Okay. Alright, okay guys, so as you can see, I have the ARP cylinder head studs installed, and I was just checking to see that they were all about even. And like I mentioned earlier, the head stud that goes where the distributor would go in is going to be a little shorter than the rest of the studs on the exhaust side. So right there, I don't know if you can see where my pinky finger's at, but that head stud's going to be a little short to make room for the distributor. So now that I have that installed, I have the MLS gasket, head gasket. It's the TRD part PTR04-17900-02, and I picked this up from Max years ago. So I've been, like I said, I've been collecting parts for this build for a while. So this is the TRD head gasket, and it only goes in a certain way, so you can't mess this up. Well, you can, but like I said, unless you don't know how, you've never done this before, there's plenty of tutorials on how to do this. So this is how it goes on the block, and the water jackets all match. So like I said, only goes in a certain way. Alright, so let me get back to you when I'm ready to put the cylinder head on. Alright, peace. Alright, so getting back to the build here, I have the ARP head studs installed. I also have the TRD head gasket installed. So now we're going to go ahead and prep the cylinder head. Alright, so bear with me here. Let me get back to you when I have that all set up. Alright, so I got the cylinder head out of the bag. This is a small port cylinder head that's been ported and polished by Old Skewl Toy. Had him do it before I even got the block done, so I knew I was gonna work with this, and yeah. So as you can see, the cams are still on there, so I'm gonna have to get the cams out. Or well, cams are still on there, and the mating surface still has blue tape on it. So let me get the head prepped here, and we'll get back to you. All right. So I've got the head cleaned up. So and I have the head gasket installed. So I'm ready to install the cylinder head. If if you don't read the instructions, the studs are on here hand tight, and again the head gasket has to be installed the correct way, or you're going to have overheating issues. Most common if you install the head gasket backwards. So I have the head here, and we're going to go ahead and put it on. All right. Alright, so we have the head sitting on the block. Oh, double check. Yep, okay. First cylinder number one, or piston number one, is at top dead center. So just wanted to confirm that. And then, alright. So before we tighten the head, and if you're like me, you prefer to look at paper instead of the cell phone or computer, I went ahead and had the FSM printed. So thank you to FedEx. Anyways, tells you the order that you need to tighten the head and the foot pounds. In this case, the book says 22 foot pounds, but the ARP instructions call for 60 pounds. So we'll get to that. Let me get back to you on that. Alright, so as you can see, I have the head on. I have the ARP bolts here. So the instructions call for oiling or putting grease on the top and bottom of the washer, the threads, and the bottom of the ARP bolts. So I'm going to go ahead and put grease on lubricant on the bolts, and tighten the head to the block. 3 consecutive, let's see, what does it say? 3 consecutive, 3 equal steps to 60 foot-pounds. So I'm go ahead and do that, and I'll get back to you when it's all tightened. All right, there you go. So I have the bolts tight, the nuts, sorry. So the nuts, I tightened them 50, 55, 60, and then one more round of 60 for good measure. So as you can see, the head is now on the block, and that's all I had planned for tonight, and I will get back to you in the next segment. All right. Good night.